Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ACL Call of Duty League. Third match of the night, AVANT-GARDE taking on Tranquility. I'm Mike's and for the first time this night, finally deciding to give me some company is a Maniac. How you going?
I'm doing excellent, Mike, so thanks for having me, my friend. I thought I'd come and show you some love and show the league some love. It's been a little while. And look, I saw some of your comments earlier. Rusty, Mike, I don't think you're rusty at all. Your voice is audible chocolate to me, my friend. That's why I just had to come in and listen to it firsthand instead of off the stream.
Yeah, it was a little bit creepy, but we'll roll with it as we have Hardpoint Solar for our first map in this best of 5 series. 14 points to 6 early on, though, as the Avant squad have that early lead. Now, you do notice, of course, the lineup, once again, not using their core lineup, using Forensic in place of the newest edition of a little bit of an echo there with you, a Maniac. I'm not too sure if we can fix that. Does seem to be. I'm hearing myself twice, and I know you might not complain against that. It probably could be a bad thing.
I think I fixed it up. Hopefully we're all good. But yeah, look, there has been a lot of roster changes. You know, I've made a few comments myself on Twitter and on social media about it. But hey, teams got to do what teams are going to do, right? And you know, it seems to be working out for these teams so far. We're still following this action here on this Hardpoint Solo match. 23-32, very early days from the second rotation over here on the B Street. You can see your kill feed lighting up blue here for this squad right now. I'm on board with Beast, and as he just picked up 1 kill, he's going to be heavily stunned right now, dropping down low, just checking out the top car park here, make sure no players come there. You can see on your minimap that they're going to be flanking in from behind, and just like that, they are all going to be dropped. As you can see here, a couple of kills out of Squiz, and Wolfie picks up 2 of his own. I'm on board with him right now. He's rocking that bow. He's going to be contested right here as these scrap points are going to be counting down. It looks like these guys here from Trank are going to be holding down the last few points as we rotate over here to the far left-hand side of the map here. It is going to be the guys from Avant in control here. Varenzen holding it down. 54-36 is his score.
I was just on board with Blue as he's just mopping up 3 kills, make that 4 as he's just cleaning up across the middle of the map, allowing his team to get that heal time while he just goes for these kills. Now, as I say that, he does get taken down, of course, but we are going to be having to see what Wolfie can do. Apparently not too much either. So let's jump on board with Avant. Now, you do know Tranquility have got that lead in their hands right now, a 22-point lead for themselves, but all it takes is the remaining scrap time of this hard point, and it can maybe make it back. Of course, Avant have realized this also. They're going to try and push over to this hard point, but I mean, Tranquility, they're holding this one down.
Yeah, they're doing their best right now, 73-43, and you know, I didn't really expect them to be in the lead in this one, if I'm completely honest, but there are some very talented players on this squad. I'm on board with Wolfie as he just picked up Beast in there as well. About 5 seconds left in this one as we rotate on the other side of the map there. Avant, really well known for their early rotations and just locking down hard points at the start, and as you can see here, nothing different right now as I'm on board with Chillin. He's going to be locking down the car park and just watching for a couple of players coming down that A side. As you can see in your minimap, no one's popping through. They're going to be pushing through computers though, and he's going to spot one. Wolfie takes a dive just there. Another player still alive. He's going to be heavily stunned. Chillian under a lot of pressure right now. The rest of his team just on the top of A Street there, slowly pushing in. I've jumped over to Damage. He's going to be taking cover, rocking that bow. Scrism's going to pick up 2 of his teammates, so Blue cleans up Damage as well. So well done to Tranquility to hold this one down, but it does look like the Avant boys are still going to be maintaining control, and considering they are behind by about 20 points, Mike, this is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, it definitely was. You can see Barney now trying to push out through the mid panels to try and contest. Wolfie tries to do the same thing. Both get taken down, but Blue and Scrism are there. Make it. No, they're not. I just need to stop talking because everyone dies. I don't even need to jump on board with them. I say their name and they're gone.
Yeah, and you know what? Curse of the caster, it's always got to kick in, right? And we can see here a couple of the guys from Avant do get a drop. Scrism and Barney picking up some nice kills here as we have rotated all the way to that bottom left-hand side of the map. And you can see there, I've just enlarged the mini-map here. You saw 3 players there from Tranquility were set up. However, a very angry Varenzen comes stomping in. Barney takes a fall, but Scrism answers right back with a nice 2-piece on Damage and Varenzen. You're going to see here is a very hotly contested hardpoint. This one is about 35 seconds left in it, so still a lot to fight for. I've gone back on board with Scrism off the spawn. He's going to jump down off the catwalk. Nades out. He's going to pick up the kill on purple. One person's going to drop down in front of him. That's Beastin picking that one up. I've jumped over to Wolfie here from AVANT, and he's going to be taken from Trank, rather. He is going to be taken down there, though. Very nice KD, though, 22 for 15. Let's jump back over with AVANT. I've got Chilean. He's going to die. Jump over to Beast and his teammate. Picks up one before getting the assist and falling there. 8 seconds left, 109 to 78. So it looked like AVANT, they did come back a little bit on the car park hard point, but Tranquility still able to hold their own and once again push that lead out to over 30 points on that last hard point there.
I mean, this current score is 112 to 80 right here, and AVANT, they're going to be looking to come back. Now, you mentioned about how you weren't expecting Tranquility to really take the lead so far in this hard point. I actually have to disagree. They took Mindfreak all the way down to that 5th map in the previous series, so I think they're already they're ready to roll. They've got that momentum going forward, and while the AVANT squad might have had a league match earlier in the night, they had a little bit of a break, and I think that's really taking into effect right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy to be mistaken, and it looks like I am going to be here. And also, when I said that, I actually didn't fully realise that we've got Varenzen in place at Issei. So I know you did mention that prior to going live, Mike. I suppose didn't just click with me. So it is unfortunate that they don't have their core 4 in this one, and that may be playing a part here. Who knows? With that said, Varenzen, as we know, is a very talented player. Getting straight back into this action, though, it does look like AVANT are starting to claw back this deficit here, 103 to 126. It is going to be contested, though. Chilean needs to watch himself, and he does take down Barney, but Scrism's there to answer back. So this one's going to be contested very heavily as well. Nice spawn here for the guys, though, from AVANT. They are coming straight out of that car park, straight down that B street. But they better be careful that they're not just lining up ducks in a row for these guys for Tranquility. Tranquility do seem to be holding this one down and contesting it very nicely. Points aren't really racking up for either team right now, but as I say that, Tranquility are able to maintain control. Beaston is trying to take a few kills while he can, but he is going to be dropped there by Barney, and Wolfie in the meantime, until I've just tried to cross over to him, was racking up a lot of points and kills. He's hit that 30 bomb rather, and he was racking up the points. He does have 8 hardpoint catches to his name. So as we're about to set up for this rotation over to the factory in that far left-hand side of the map, 147 to 108. So it seems to be very back and forth, Mike, but when Tranquility are in charge, they just seem to be able to get a few more points than AVANT.
Yeah, I mean, that's really been shown throughout the entire map so far, and I think right here with 2 minutes 43, I think that's going to be what the pattern really follows for the remainder of the game. That being said, the AVANT squad are really going to be just trying to prove me wrong right here. They're going to be trying to just hold out off from starting from this factory hard point and then going from there, 151 to 126 was of course that score. And you mentioned about it going back and forth right here, but they need to just keep it to themselves. They need to just keep it fourth right here from the AVANT squad, because if they can't do that from this next hard point, from this hard point to the next one, then it's going to be a little bit shaky moving forward.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Looks like the experience here of AVANT might be coming through, though, as they were catching up. Tranquility did get the last scrap points, but look at this rotation. 3 players here from AVANT, all coming down that B side. You've got Damage here holding it down. His teammate looking down A. Damage pops out to back him up. Varenzen was the one who falls, though. Chilean pick up Scrism. Damage, though, I'm still on board with him, as he was going to pick up Barney, but swift revenge there coming in from, I believe that was Blue, to take him down. Wolfie also picking up Chilean. So as you can see here, the slaying going back and forth right now. It is going to be Wolfie here for Tranquility in control. He is going to be taking down Damage. Chilean trying to answer back, but Wolfie still alive here, contesting this one, holding down the points as well as he picks up Varenzen trying to fly through the air. Another one down long range. Damage taking a fall. Wolfie did excellent there for Tranquility, but as you can see here, still only a 20-point difference, so it can still be either team's game right now, and AVANT, I know they'll be pushing very hard to come back.
Yeah, as you can see, 175 to 146. Now with 71 seconds remaining, and Maniac, I really did ask you the question, your honest opinion, do you think it's possible?
Oh, definitely. Definitely it's still possible. I know Tranquility are currently in control of the scrap points, and it is going to be tough for AVANT, but I mean, their rotations are solid. They've been able to hold it down in the past. Damage, it's really vital if he gets this kill here, though, if he wants AVANT. You see, Blue succeeded in taking down Damage there, which is probably going to give them a good advantage, especially now Beaston falling again. So, you know what? I'm going to have to, halfway through, change my mind on this, because they were a couple of very important gun battles that were just lost there. If they were able to pick those ones up and get control at the rotation, they would have had a chance. But as it stands now, Mike, 30 seconds left. It's obviously not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, it's just mathematically impossible for this one. And I just wanted to point a little bit of a fun fact note here for this one as well. With Izzy joining the Avant squad, they actually didn't take the original Avant squad roster in the standings. The previous team known as Avant is currently Tranquility, so they're your third spot team as of the standings from last week, whereas Trident is sitting a little bit lower down at, I believe, 6th. So for Trident to actually make the top 4 in the next 2 weeks, to actually make finals for the 19th of July, they're going to need to win a lot of these teams and a lot of these matches coming up. And all of their matches coming up are against teams that are ranked from last week's standings at 1 to 5. So that's, you know, Mind Freak, that's your Integral Nation, that's your Incept, etc., etc. And, you know, they already took out one of their games earlier on in the night. This game is just as crucial for them to be able to take, because all these teams are sitting above them in the standings. For them to make that top 4, they need to beat those teams. And if that map number 1 is an example, it's not off to a great start.
No, really not, Mike. And it does seem to be a bit of an uphill battle for them. But as we've pointed out many times before, these guys, I mean, there's some absolute freaks on this team, man. And now that they've got their previous core, we'll call it the old T1 lineup, I mean, they could still come back. It's going to be hard. But, you know, if these guys can clutch the win tonight against Tranquility, then I feel they still may have a very strong chance.
And you got to keep in mind, you mentioned about the previous score. It's not technically the previous core, because I mean, you don't have Dens in there. You have Beastlet in place of Dens from the original T1 lineup. So it is a little bit of a difference, because yes, they have used Beastlet before Izzy was initially dropped, but he was actually filling in for Chilean at that Does Play event. So they haven't, I don't believe, properly used this 4-player lineup previously at an actual event moving forward. So I could be wrong, but I'm fairly confident in that statement.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
no argument here.
But it was just a little bit of a fun fact to just throw one in, and because I know a lot of people always think, you know, the original T1, the original T1, the original T1. The original T1 consisted of Dens, and I mean, while Beeson is definitely a great player, it's something to also keep in mind when making that comment. So.
Yep. Well, look, in today's rosters, who really knows who's the original of any team, right? Except for maybe Mind Freak.
Yeah, I mean, you do have, you know, great fun with Roster Mania throughout all the boards, so you got to give credit for that. As I mentioned, I mean, happy Roster Mania. It comes around quite frequently. It's more often than Christmas, and it might just be as rewarding. Yep.
Well, I don't know about just as rewarding, but we'll roll with the punches, I think, Mike.
Yeah, I think we might. Either way, I'm just personally waiting for an invite into the next lobby, which is always a great start. But I'm actually going to bring up the standings from last week, just to talk about a couple of the changes that have actually gone down. Because now that you've actually joined me, I don't need to go to a constant break straight away to take a little bit of a drink and recover my breath.
Oh, love it, mate.
Last week's standings, you have Ignitions from first place, Mind Freak in second, Avant, now known as Tranquility, in third, Integral Nation fourth, Incept is fifth, and Trident Esports, now known as AVANT-GARDE, in sixth, with Mega in seventh and Team Skyfire in eighth. Now, so far in tonight's matches, we have been seeing a 3-1 victory to Mega against Incept. Avant were able to take down a 3-1 victory over Uproar Ignitions. We had a 3-2 victory from Mind Freak over Tranquility and a 1-0 forfeit win from Integral Nation up against Owafi, as well as Mega taking out that 1-0 victory against Owafi as well, due to Owafi not having enough players to be able to play their matches. And then this is our final match of the night. So we've got some interesting and varied results so far here from today's matches here in Maniac. But do you have any of them that really surprised you the most?
Oh, I mean, not really, Mike. I mean, like that. Okay, so I joke about it a lot, but it's actually a very serious thing that with so many roster changes and with all these different lineups, it's really hard to say what's an upset and what's not, because you can't see established and set results from a particular lineup. Like, we can all talk about, hey, we know this player and we know this player, but how do you know how they're going to play on X team or on Y team? So Avant, for example, this current lineup, like, we know they all should play well, but there's a couple of variables here, not to mention the most obvious one, that the Varenzen is subbing at the moment. So, I mean, I can't say that any of them are an upset. I'm going to have to see how these rosters play in the next week or two. And it's going to come right down to the finals before we can even say what's an upset and what's not. That's my opinion of it anyway.
It does seem like I have just received word that we will be forfeiting the second map here in the series. That is why we have a little bit of a delay due to the Avant squad not completely having their map pack downloaded, which means they will forfeit the Search and Destroy and Skyrise, which was our next map to be. So that does mean that currently the overall series score is going to be 2-0 to Tranquility.
Now, we were talking about if Avant could come back and how important it is for them to win this series. Now, it's a little unfortunate for them, Mike, that just not having the map pack downloaded might cost them the series. You know, unfortunate for them, but this is just one of those things, right? When rules change and map rotations get updated. I just want to point out, though, Mike, that I have actually had the chance to have a quick look at the maps, and I personally think they look pretty sweet. So, you know, I'd probably recommend that guys pick that up, not just to play it, but you know, obviously, if they want to play in competitions moving forward, Mike, they should probably get them anyway. Am I right?
Well, to their defense, Chilean has the map pack bought. It's just he has a very low internet bandwidth speed, so he hasn't actually quite finished downloading it yet, which is actually the main issue. So, yeah, it is quite unfortunate, but from what I've been told, for every future league match onwards, he should be sweet, and you know, most teams should be sorted from that as well. I mean, captains have been being spammed to get their teams organised in terms of getting the map packs and such, and I mean, most teams have come through with it. A couple of last-minute notices. I mean, even me, I got the map pack 5 minutes before the league started, but at least, you know, we got it there in the end. But either way, we'll be going over to map 3, which will be if I check that one quickly, an uplink, and it will be on comeback. My favourite combination.
I love me some uplink on comeback.
Stand corrected. Uplink on Detroit.
Oh, why you just tease me like that?
I had to do it.
Such a tease, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, I got all excited and, jeez, just blocked, mate. Blocked. You know, I do love a bit of Detroit, though, so I can't really argue too much. Detroit does mix things up. I mean, you know, lately I've been seeing a lot of different activity on Detroit. It seems to be one of those maps where, unlike Comeback, where there's where the favoured side can actually mix up quite a bit. The meta of playing that's changed quite a bit in recent times. Detroit has that very favoured side where you're attacking over glass there in that bottom right-hand side of the map. But, you know, these teams here might be flipping the script on us a little bit. Who knows, Mike? We'll just have to wait and see. Who are you feeling for this one? Are you leaning any particular way?
I actually really want the Avant squad to come back because I want to see another Game 5 to actually wrap out our league matches for the night, because I know we haven't really been we've been a little bit slack, right, on actually streaming these matches. So the first night back, we've had some great quality games to take us into this. We had a 3-1, we had a 3-2, and I want to see another 5-map series to be able to settle us for the night. That being said, if Avant don't really pick up the game a little bit, you know, it seems like once again they're a little bit rusty, you know, to sort of get that form that we normally used to seeing from them. I know they're not using their core lineup, but if they can sort of perform up a little bit better than what they did in map number 1, I do see them coming back to make something happen. If not, though, I do see Tranquility ending this one in a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really can go either way at this stage, Mike. I mean, it's a cliche to say that, but it's just the truth. Both these teams and the players that are in them, I know that they're all very competent. Uplink players. Avant, these guys have been really well known for their teamwork, and, you know, just as likely, the very aggressive nature of the players on Tranquility. You know, you've got Blue and Barney. These guys, they're pretty nuts with their subs. You know, I can just see them just outslaying this Avant squad and just taking advantage of it. But, you know, the Avant squad could just pull together with some superior teamwork. Who knows, mate? It may just happen. We'll just have to wait and see.
We definitely will, and hopefully we'll be able to get this next map started as well. Now, for those who don't know, We do have this is week 4 of our Call of Duty League as of of this week. This is the 4th week. There's only 5 weeks of the actual season, so we got tonight, Thursday, and then next week's 2 days, and then that's it. That's the season play done, with the finals being held on that Sunday as well. Of course, the 19th of July. So we have plenty of action coming up for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I mean the future is just bright here for Call of Duty, it seems.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be amazing, and there's a lot of activity going to be coming up later in the year. #Intel. It's a great time to be in Call of Duty esports, Mike. I'm very excited for what the future holds, and as it's been pointed out, there is a lot of activity coming up. You've got the Does Play 10K. There's been a lot of hints at a Melbourne event, but I'm not saying anything. I can just say that it's been
a lot more than a hint.
It's been a lot more than a hint, but look, there's going to be some activity in our Victorian counterparts area. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of competition coming up, and of course, very, very close to us, Mike, is the finals of this ACL Call of Duty League, which I'm really excited for. I mean, it's just days of our lives, isn't it, in the ANZ Call of Duty scene? Like, it's all over the shop. Players arguing, we've got network troubles, there's this person's going with that person, this player's cheating on that person. I mean, wow, it really is all over the place.
Yeah, it really is at this stage. And of course, Chilean having a little bit of a strict nut after entering back into the game for this one. So we are just trying to get that sorted out, of course. So we will take a little bit of a short break, and we'll be back soon with more action here in the ACL CoD League.